Welcome to our website review, where we take viewers' websites like yours, and then I analyse them to see whether there's anything they can improve on, whether it's a design, a critique on exactly how it's put together. And hopefully that benefits not only the owner of the website, but also benefits you if you're watching, as you can see some of the positives and the negatives being said. And maybe it'll just give you some ideas of how you can improve your website and therefore improve your business too. So we're going to look at a tutorial website today, and we're going to see if we can find at least 5 things that will improve that website. So thank you for joining me. And just at the end of the video as well, stick around, because I'm going to speak about a tool that you can use that will help you to know whether your website works on desktop, whether it works on mobile, and whether it has issues loading as far as Google's concerned. So look out for that tool at the end of this video. So I'm Zane from Zanet Design, and I help businesses like yours grow on the web. I use my 20 years of experience to try and help you to see what you can do and what changes you can make that will benefit your business when it comes to your website. Now, if you have seen some of my videos already, then that's great. But don't forget to subscribe. It means a lot to me if you can subscribe, or put a comment below as to perhaps how I can improve my videos. So thank you if you have already done so. Most businesses have a website, and we're going to look at today at a tutor website. So as we look at it together, we'll see if there's any areas that we can get it to improve on, and hopefully that will benefit the person that owns the website. But at the same time, if you're following along and you're watching and maybe you feel it will help you as well, then by all means apply these things to your website. So let's take a look at this website. Okay, so today we're looking at poppiestutoringcompany.co.uk. So let's type that into our browser and see what this looks like. So Poppy's Tutoring Company. So that's a really nice image that comes up straight away. So what do we see here? Well, first of all, it's good to see that you have the HTTPS sort of security certificate on this. So that's good. That's always good for browsers these days. And I really like the colour scheme as well. So really nice. The immediate effect when you first see it is that it looks appealing. We can see that it shows someone writing or learning, which is very much in line with tutoring. So that's great to see. So I think the initial look of the website is it looks professional and it looks modern. And again, it's clear what you do. Welcome to Poppy's Tutoring Company. Then it speaks about it being a professional tutoring service here in Dorset, and also you've got London too, so that's good to see that it's expanding as well. Okay, so as we look through, the thing that perhaps stood out, there's a couple of things that stand out for me, bearing in mind we're critiquing, so we're trying to find things that we can say are good and bad as well. So first of all, there's no appearance of a logo as such. I think it's just a straightforward text. But it's smart and it's consistent with the rest of the site, and probably in some ways it is fitting. So I mean, as you go down the page, you can see the font's continuous with your logo. So that in effect could be a logo. Maybe it could be designed, but yeah, that's kind of something perhaps to consider, but not the end of the world. Probably the biggest thing I'd say is it's really good that when it comes to contact details, you've got a mobile number, but really to have a Gmail account as your main account. Probably I'd have info@poppiestutoringcompany.co.uk or something like that, something in line with your domain name, just to make it a bit more professional. You can even pick it up via your Gmail then, so from a business point of view it will look like a business email, but I mean, it's good that you've got a link, so if I click that it will open an email to enable me to go straight through, so that's good. So as I go down the page then, so that's good, you've got a picture of who you are, that's me, Poppy. Perhaps missing a picture here because it says that's me, Sonia, so that doesn't quite work. Learn more. Okay, so it's a really nice video background, very smart, of the Dorset beach. And again, maybe just that could stand out a bit more on the background. It's a bit dark, but on the whole this looks really nice, really smart, the way it works on the back of that video background. So I really like the way that works. I mean, there's a lot of real estate there, a lot of sky, so it may be ideal to perhaps not have so much scrolling down the page before you get to the contact us, but yeah, that's something that perhaps you might want to consider. Then you've got the Gmail again, so I'd probably change that. Then you've got your phone number, and I see that again you're expanding into London, which is good. You've got your LinkedIn. 2015 copyright, so I'd probably have that at 2019 because it implies that nothing's been updated for several years. If you look at some of the big companies, like if I go to Marks and Spencer's, get the idea that they tend to keep their copyrights on their footers up to date. Let's have a look. Yep, so we can see there 2019. So generally speaking, I think it's a good idea if you can to just keep that to 2019. It just shows that you're using the website. So let's just go back to your home page. So we've got About Us, Learn More, some boxes as to what you actually do, which is really cool. Some nice pictures as well, I really like those. We would love to hear from you, that's good. And then you've got a form to fill out as well, that's fine, and then that can be sent through. And you've also got doesn't really say what that's for, but I imagine that's probably for a newsletter, is it? Okay, good. So yeah, maybe that could just say what it was for, because you've got a form there, and then you've also got a form there, but maybe that's just me, I'm missing that. Okay, so let's go to testimonials. Oh, that's a really smart page there, really good. The 5 stars stand out. So again, some really nice testimonials there. That's really nicely done, and that's your footer there as well. And okay, so the arrow there you'd expect to go to perhaps some more, but it doesn't. But then maybe that's something that you can do when you expand that. But even so, it's a really nice page there. Book online, so we've got a booking system here. This is really good because it's again clear with what the prices are, so people aren't in any doubt. And I imagine you've got a calendar to book through to. Yeah, that's good. And you can then pick a date and time and so on. That's really good. Yeah, so that's a really smart system that you've installed there as well, so that works really well. And I see you've got 2 types, so you can go through to there as well. Yeah, that's really good. About me, so that's the page I think we went through to earlier from the home page, and you've got blog as well. Okay, so this looks like just one article here, so it might be good to have perhaps more than one thing in the blog just to keep it up to date. I'm sure it's a good article. Just notice here as well you've got a www. And then you've got the HTTPS, so I assume that is what the address is, and you don't need the W. And then it'll go through to somewhere else. But yeah, that's pretty smart as well. Okay, so let's see if you've got any Google My Business. Oh, that's good. So 7 reviews there. Private tutor in Corfmullen. Excellent. So that's really good. You stand out there as being considered as relevant as a business as far as Google's concerned. And you've got your LinkedIn, and you've got references there, and you come up number 1 as well if I put in the most obvious keyword, because no one else would have that. Good. And that's good as well. You've got some various updates. I mean, there are a few things you can do here, like you can put a few questions in so that when people want to know answers, there might be some already FAQs in there, but it's good you've got some reviews. Always answer your reviews as well, that's important to do. And photos, you've got a few photos in there, bollocks things. That's good, and you've got your opening hours and so on. Okay, good. Okay, so that's really positive as well. What about when it comes to being mobile friendly? Let's try that. So that's good, excellent. You can see that's mobile friendly. There's a few page issues there, but on the whole it doesn't look too bad. So that's good to see, and it looks like it's rendered well on the page. That's good again, that Gmail standing out But I think with that, maybe a bit of call to action. So you've got your you've got your Gmail address, which could be changed. You've got your phone number, but maybe it'd be good to have a button or something as well, or a headline, because you've not really got much information apart from the fact that the logo is in effect telling us what that's about. Now, I mentioned earlier in the video that we're going to have a look at another tool as well, which is really useful. This one is enables you to know the speed of the load of a website as well. So it doesn't just tell you whether it's user friendly on a mobile, but it also gives you a bit more information about how quickly it loads. And bearing in mind that when people's websites are slow at loading, then often people won't bother to hang around. So let's have a look here. So on a mobile, it gets a ranking of 25, which isn't great. So this is how it's kind of rendered, and that actually fills in. So I don't know what happened there. For some reason we didn't get all that writing when we looked at it on the test, did we? So you see a bit of a difference there. Not sure what went on, but anyway, that works well. But it does take 3 seconds before it gets a meaningful paint. So people generally don't hang around for more than 1 second or 2 if they see quite a lot going on. But your first paint was 2.3, so you're just about okay there. But there is some speed issues here, so that's perhaps something to consider. You want to be aiming late 70s or 80s on a mobile now, because that will affect how Google views your website. So there's a few issues there when it comes to loading in speed. 25 as a desktop though, that's a lot better, 59, so that's a lot more reasonable and much quicker as well. But of course with mobiles they don't generally pick up stuff as quickly as a mobile does. So I mean, ideally if you can get both these in the green, but certainly try and get that into the orange or the amber as best as you can. So this is a great tool from Google. It's called Page Speed Insights. I'll leave the URL in the comments below, so that if you want to check your website and see how it can improve on page speed as well. Just a few other things then. When it comes to checking the website for basically traffic, it doesn't seem to get much traffic in the search engines. It does come up at number 73 if you look for Maths Tutor GCSE, and also it has iCloud Tutor as well at number 80, but there's not a lot of traffic associated with those searches, but there is a little bit. But it might just be worth thinking of putting some extra writing and some blogging every so often, just to get some keywords into your tutoring company's website, and that will certainly help. Maybe mentioning London a bit more as well in one of the blogs, and why you've moved and so on. That might help get some traffic that way as well. But on the whole, it's a very smart website, but just has, so I'm looking for 5 things then. So first of all, I'd say that having the Gmail replaced with a professional email address would be the first thing. The second thing, probably just need to get this blog sorted out where you've got a bit more information coming through, and that will give you some more traffic because of that. The third thing, I would say get the copyright just changed. That's a really easy, quick trick, but it just tells everyone that you're still very much looking after the website. The fourth one, I'd say, is to go to this page speed and just see if there's a few things you can do to improve the speed on the server and the loading. It might just be a case of combining a caching plugin and maybe just if you've got a WordPress website, you can normally find a couple of plugins there that will help speed up the loading speeds on there. And the fifth one was really more to do with just SEO in general. That I was just looking through, and there's a couple of things, like I noticed that you've got duplicate meta descriptions. So for example, if you go to the book online page here, if I go to page source and that in the description, so this is your description tag here, and that should always be different to what's on all the other pages, and it's actually the same as what's on your home page. So that's just something to consider as well, because Google likes a different description on every page, then it makes it unique. But that was the 5th one. But that's really kind of struggling to find 5 things actually, because on the whole it's a really good website. I'm not too sure why that didn't load on the mobile version, but it did load okay on one of the other versions. But looks really smart, nice colour scheme. Probably just needs to just have a few more updates on the blog, and it will certainly then benefit from those things. So hopefully that's been a critique that will help you, and hopefully for those that are listening and watching as well, that will give them something to look at as well. Don't forget that we have some excellent tools here, like the page speed and the mobile friendly test. Try those on your website too, and let me know if you've got any queries. So hopefully that was a useful way of just looking at that website and seeing what it could improve on. As I say, it was an excellent website, very smart and professional. So just to see if we've got those 5 main points then. One is to not use a Gmail or Yahoo or Hotmail account, but to use a professional account if you can. So it'd be at the domain name. That always helps. The second thing we looked at was the need to make sure that the blog has perhaps updated news, uses keywords that are relevant to exactly what it is that you do. So tutoring, obviously, if you can mention that in a blog post every so often, that will help get more traffic. Also, we saw the importance of just get the copyright up to date, 2019, and that just shows that it's an up-to-date website. I think it was currently about 2015. Also, the need to get page speed. So check page speed for that link that I'll put down below, and just make sure that you can get it at least into amber, maybe even to green, and that just could be done through caching plugins. And then finally, we saw as well that just when it comes to SEO, make sure that the descriptions and the title tags and so on are all totally different on each page, and that tells Google that there's something unique about that page. But hopefully that's been useful. Follow through on those 5 things, and that will certainly help you with your website and hopefully help others too. Thanks for listening and watching, and we'll see you again. Make sure you subscribe down below, because if you subscribe, then obviously it makes these videos worthwhile.